Welcome back. This is the Buzz Review. I got a sad one and an interesting one on today, guys. Like, comment, subscribe if you're new. With that being said, let's do it. Vegas teen told cops I'll be out in 30 days after he was nabbed and killing of retired police chief in a hit and run report. Here's the video. Ooh. The shocking video from August 14th shows a teenage driver appearing to deliberately hit and kill a cyclist in Las Vegas. The victim was Andreas Probst, 64, retired police chief from Bell, California. It wasn't until police discovered the disturbing clip on social media that the unarmed 17-year-old suspect was charged with murder. Probst moved to Sin City in 2009 after serving 35 years in law enforcement. His wife Crystal described him as an amazing man following the senseless death. Wow, very sad and disturbing. The man was just out riding his bike and he lost his life. That is something unbelievable. Imagine being out on your bike and that's the day you die. Horrific and sad, guys. The teen driver who allegedly mowed down a retired police chief in fatal hit and run told Las Vegas police he would be back on the streets in under a month, according to a report. Jesus Elia is accused of driving a stolen Hyundai Elantra on August 14th, along with Zamir Keys, 16, deliberately crashing into killing Andreas Andy Probst, 64, who had been riding his bike, a disturbing video showed. Elia, who just turned 18, was arrested hours after Probst was killed and told the police while in custody that he would be locked up for a long time. Do you think this juvenile explicitive is going to do some explicitive? I'll be out in 30 days. I'll bet you. Elia told the cops, according to callous. It's just explicitive hit and run, slap on the wrist. Oh, nothing. I'll be out in 30 days, guys. Slap on the wrist. That's what he said. Police chief have not yet told Elia about the hit and run charges, and he was only arrested for a warrant and obstructing a peace officer, that was reported. Elia is being held at Clark County Detention Center without bail and was hit with 18 charges, including murder, attempted murder, and grand larceny. Here's the picture of him. The media was reporting that it was two black teens that committed this act. Or they didn't really say black at all. They just said two teens, but people would then assume they were black. As you can obviously tell, the kid is Mexican and another guy is black. Elia, who just turned 18, was arrested hours after Probst was killed and told the police while in custody that he wouldn't be locked up for long. Elia and Keys made their first appearances Thursday in Las Vegas Justice Court, where the teens faced charges as adults. In the brief separate appearances, neither teen spoke and was not asked to enter a plea deal. The two cases are being handled separately due to timing when they were arrested. Keys was captured on Tuesday. Both of the defendants will be charged with open murder, attempted murder, and many other related charges. Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson told reporters outside of court. And here's Keys right here. Elia and Keys made their first appearance Thursday in Las Vegas courts, where they will face charges as adults. And here's the man that was killed, the chief, Mr. Probst, 64, riding his bike. Look at him, his birthday. Oh my goodness. Prosecutors also saw a high bail pending trial before Wolfson called the two a danger to the community. The events in these cases are related when he said, I'm very confident these cases will be consolidated. Keys, who was handed 3 charges, was arrested after he was caught on camera getting into a fight last week. Police linked him with a deadly hit and run because of the white tennis shoes seen in both videos. The video alleged recorded by Keys in August captured the moments the stolen car plowed into the back of Probst, while the two teens laughed, saying, "Hit his ASS." Probst was tossed over the hood of the vehicle and left to die. His widow, Crystal Probst, and daughter, Taylor Probst, were in court for Thursday's hearing, but left immediately afterward without speaking with the reporters. I don't think I'd be able to speak neither. If that was my father and this happened, I would not speak. I'd be balling. To be honest, I'd be mad. I'd be trying to fight those kids. Seriously. Taylor Probst said on Tuesday the attack was a senseless killing caused by the effect social media has on our youth, not because of her father's 35 years in law enforcement. Yeah, the senseless killings, social media has made this kind of popular. You used to be that you wouldn't be able to see people getting killed. You'd have to actually search it or be there to see it. But now senseless killings are all over the place on the internet, guys. It's there when you don't even want to see. You just stumble upon it on Twitter or Facebook. The two teens' mothers have spoken out about their son's heinous actions, but they don't share the same views. Quote, I don't know why he did this, Elias' mother told KLS Wednesday. Quote, I don't know if God can forgive this. Here is the daughter, and there is the mother when they spoke. My son's side of the story will be told the truth, not the inaccuracies. The media will try to portray keys, mother said in a text to the station. The mother of Keys said, are you serious? The truth is your son ran over someone. They were recording it. They laughed about it. It's no big deal, right? Just hitting people, Grand Theft Auto. It's a video game. Nothing's wrong. Nothing wrong here. Nothing to see. The death penalty will not be sought in either case because under Nevada law, they face 20 years to life in prison if they are convicted before they turn 18 years old. The two teens are accused of going on a crime spree throughout the day on August 14th as they allegedly hit a 72-year-old bicycle while in a stolen Hyundai sedan, drove away, crashed into a Toyota Corolla, and again drove away before striping Probst. The stolen Hyundai Elantra was found abandoned in a ditch with blood on the windshield 10 minutes from where Probst was struck. Dang, there was still blood from Mr. Probst after they hit it on the windshield. Oh man, that's horrible. Here's a reporter. She has been harassed for her reporting on how she kind of said what happened, and it's pretty bad. The incident sparked an online frenzy of harassment toward a local reporter for its coverage on the story, a post to X of the Las Vegas Review Journal's initial headline, which read, Retired police chief killed in bike crash remembered for laugh, love of coffee. Suggests the paper had attempted to cover up the fact that the crash was a deliberate act. Yeah, you think so? The post skyrocketed to national attention when ex-owner Elon Musk shared it, adding, an innocent man was murdered in cold blood while riding his bicycle. The killers joked about it on social media, yet where is the media coverage? Outrage. Now you begin to understand the lie. So they just cover it like it's nothing. Like they don't cover if it's they're black, they're brown. This inaccuracies of the reporting of journalism is just horrendous, guys. Sabrina Shearer, the reporter who wrote the story, told the Pontier Journalism Review that the attacks leveled against her became increasingly personal and disturbing. Online harassers doxed her phone number, resurfaced posts she had made as a teenager, and accused her of being anti-white. Over the past 3 days, Review Journal employees, social media, and email accounts have been filled with accusations of every bias you can imagine. Obscenities, racist tirades, and wishes of personal suffering and death. Review Journal editor Glenn Cook wrote an op-ed for the paper. We ask you to not politicize or use Andy's murder to fuel political agendas or create culture wars, Probst Dollar Taylor said at a press conference. Wow. If you report something inaccurate, I mean, you deserve what you got. Like, seriously, you get what you got. Teen accused of intentionally running over and killing retired police chief expects slap on the wrist punishment. I'll be out in 30 days, I bet you. They're in for a surprise because they ain't going to be out in 30 days. I promise that. Here's an interesting one. On January 6th, I didn't make it inside the Capitol building, and I didn't assault anyone, break anything, or steal anything. Yet Biden's Department of Justice, the DOJ, has me facing as much prison time as these cold-blooded murderers that killed a retired police chief. Does that sound like justice to you? No, it does not sound like justice, man. Does not. The new generation is out of control playing GTA in real-life Las Vegas. Teens rob a car, and go on a hit and run spree, hitting cars and people riding bikes. Street media TV. Outkick. Two teen thugs stole a Hyundai Elantra and went on more than a joyride, though they seemed pretty jolly about what they did. They purposely hit and killed a retired police chief and laughed about it. Sick. Tommy Lauren, here's her take on this, guys. Let's watch.
Show the impact, but they ran him down in cold and brutal fashion. That's right, they purposely hit retired California Police Chief Andreas Probst as he was going for an early morning bike ride just a couple miles from his home. His daughter got a notification alert from her dad's Apple Watch that he'd fallen. His wife and daughter rushed to the scene and found him in critical condition. He later died in the hospital. Andreas Probst dedicated 35 years of his life to law enforcement, only to be taken out by two miscreants, two little thugs, two degenerates who did it for fun, for a laugh, for social media content. They live streamed it. That's how sick and twisted they are. The driver is a minor, but in my view, should face the death penalty. Teens in this country have gone feral, absolutely feral. No guidance, no parents teaching them right from wrong, no consequences when they do wrong, just entitlement and coddling. We see this with smash and grabs, the brutal schoolyard, school bus, and hallway beatdowns. What the hell is going on? Why are kids so angry in America today? Why has this become the new normal and just a passing headline? This culture is doing a disservice not only to society, but to the teens who are growing up in it like wild animals with no rules, no judgment, no structure. I'm sickened, and you should be too. You know, parents who put in the time and effort to raise their children right and teach them right from wrong shouldn't have to worry about sending their decent kids to school or to the mall or to extracurricular activities with feral kids whose parents don't give a damn. It doesn't have to be this way, but sadly it is. Kids aren't born this way. This is taught. This is learned behavior. And it's all going to come home to roost as these degenerates get older and have their own kids and continue this cycle. You think things are bad now? Just wait 10 years. This is just the beginning.
Wow. Well said, Tommy. Feral. Smash and grabs, no parenting, people having kids out of wedlock, one-night stands. And what about the kid? What about the kid? You think they're going to grow up not damaged? Oh no. Wow. Seriously. The kids are going to grow up damaged and wonder why the hell their parents weren't around telling them to get good grades. And because of that, they're going to go off on these sprees, senseless killings, and streaming it, acting like it's no big deal. Here's Elon Musk. An innocent man was murdered in cold blood while riding his bicycle. The killers joked about it on social media. Yet where is the media outrage? Now you begin to understand the lie. Because like Donald Trump says, fake news. And yeah, so they're fake. They don't say the news anymore. Journalism is essentially dead. Retired police chief killed in bike crash, remembered for laugh, love, and coffee. And it's highlighted bike crash. It doesn't say that they were run over by a black and a black kid in a census lake while streaming. It says nothing about that. And of course, Matt Walsh did cover it, and he does hit everything on the nail. He's Johnny on the spot when it comes to all these issues. Let's watch this.
Like, imagine that two white teens mowed down an elderly black man on a bicycle. That exact same video, reverse the races. Just imagine that. Can you imagine any headline in any mainstream publication that says, teens appear to kill a retired cop? Can you imagine that's the headline? That's all it says. That's all the information they provide in the headline. No, of course not. Like, would there be any hesitation whatsoever to report on the race of everybody involved in that incident and front load it as quickly as possible? You know the answer to that question. You know that every single headline would say, white teens mow down black cyclist. Every headline would say that. At every opportunity, when there's a black victim and a white perpetrator, the media...
Why? Because these news outlets are race hustlers, race baiters. They love to talk about the white man killing all the blacks and browns and act like we're in Jim Crow 60s, which we're not.
Makes sure to mention race as much as possible. Just examples. One recent PBS headline says, shot black teenager crying buckets of tears, 84-year-old in custody. Another one, quote, after years of threats, a feud ends with a black mom dead and her white neighbor arrested. That's an AP headline. Here's another one, quote, Takaya Young's family urges officers' arrest after video shows him killing the pregnant black woman. That again is from the AP. Now, in none of these cases was it clear or even plausible that race motivated the killing. In the Takaya Young shooting, what motivated the killing is that she was in a car and she was driving it directly into a police officer. And it just seems very unlikely to me that that police officer, if the driver was white, would have said, okay, well, you can run me over. No, it's okay. Well, you're white, so go ahead and run me over. In fact, I'll lay down. I'll make it easy for you. So race had nothing to do with it, but our media led with race because it allowed them to force-feed the BLM narrative. If you're wondering why a certain large portion of the public still believes that black Americans are being hunted and killed en masse by whites, this is why. This is why so many people still march and shout Black Lives Matter to protest this phantom injustice. The majority of Americans are fed a carefully curated version of events that bears very little resemblance to what's actually happening in this country. You know, we talked about this before. We live in a kind of what I call a curated reality, where the media,
There you have it, folks. Senseless killings committed by teens in America. This isn't just happening in America, guys. I did a video on a guy named Johnny Somali, which that's his name on Kick. He's in Japan and he's also doing very outrageous and stupid things in public, except he hasn't killed no one yet or has not yet been killed. He's going in Japan and playing sexual noises on trains by women. He's saying things like Hiroshima, Nagasaki. He's been attacked. He's been yelled at and everything in between. I'm sure they're going to deport him or something because there's no way they're going to let this happen, even though the Japanese there are very nice. That's just another example of our failed youth, failed parenting, failed schooling, everything. It's coming out in full view and it's showing. As well as even journalism. They're not even reporting on it right. They didn't even say that they were black or if they were brown or anything because they're ultimate race baiters. And when it feels a white person, you know it would be headlines, front news, CNN, MSNBC, everything. 2 whites killed old black men. Just like Matt Walsh said, there's a bias, guys, in this country. And it's against the white people for some reason. Which I like my white brothers and sisters, guys. Don't get me wrong. I got a lot of friends and people that I know who are white and I respect. I would not treat them any differently than I would, a brown or a black person. If you deserve to be treated with kindness and respect, you're going to get that. And if you're a complete a-hole jackwagon, you're going to get what you get. Seriously. And it's unfortunately that the kids are being parented by the police in our society nowadays because those kids, if their parents told them, get good grades, be a good kid, tell me about your hopes and dreams and we'll help you. And if their parents were in their lives like how they should have been, then this probably wouldn't have happened, guys. Should we blame the parents, guys? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And if you're new and you watch this video to the end and you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget, I see you on the next one.